souls, we're just going to riff. We're going to flow. I just did a light language video, so if you're called to, it's been a while since that's been wanting to come through. That came through, so go check that out. See if you're called to. We got the incense and the candles. We got the elementals here. Again, I just did about a 30-minute video. Yes, I'm still in my workout clothes, my shorts, starting to dry off with the sweat, threw my hoodie on, and continuing to remind you to be your weird self all of the times, in all of its messy, magical, authentic, beautiful ways possible, because that's what is meant to happen. All right, if you don't know what your purpose is, make that your purpose. Let your purpose be every day you're going to be present and you're going to share yourself, whether it's online, through art, through light language, through videos, just like click and record and having a conversation with yourself, doing it in your PJs, doing it in a unicorn onesie, doing it in a hoodie with a frog on it. My daughter got this for me. I'm all sweaty still. I didn't shower. I've been hitting record because I've been like pulled like that, you know, my highest pulls. You know, sometimes I like to have order, but I've learned to surrender to the order, to the structure. So if you want to make your purpose, all right, this is what's coming through. Thank you. We're riffing now. We're riffing off from these other messages that have been coming through. Okay. So if you're receiving this, just know that you are receiving it for a reason. All right, there's no coincidence that you are lining up with my frequency and energy, or that your team, your highest and source, is wanting you to listen to this message. Again, how will you know? All right, we like to give some codes, some keywords: alignment, confidence, emergence, recalibrations, renewals, numbers 222, 111, frogs 555, unicorns, rainbows, owls, dragons, the colors oranges, the numbers 8, the elements of fire and air, or fire and water. The minerals are quartz, clear quartz, golden quartz. So these are just some things that you've either been listening to other things and you've heard in other videos, you've seen them in other videos, you are receiving it through music, you're hearing things in conversation. You just know this message is for you. So now by giving you the keywords and stuff, I kind of lost my little riffing. So, okay, thank you. So what Source is saying, if you make your only purpose, like people always get, and I did this, this is why I'm guided to share this information and channel this information. If you're like, you know that you are here for a bigger purpose, and Source has not given you that, your highest hasn't given that to you or presented that to you yet, like boldly, clearly, knowingly, what they're saying is what you make your purpose now is you being present, being your true, raw, authentic, messy, magical, magnificent, magnetic self in every now present moment. Not just in your own private world, but you do this out in the wild. So Source is saying, if you've been questioning what your purpose is, this is your purpose. This is your purpose until you get further instructions, is what just came through. This is your purpose until you get further instructions. Brilliant. Because this is what I've had to do. This is me. I'm like, I know I'm here for bigger things. And back in November, I was guided to click record and just sharing all of it. Messy, raw, magical, frequency, color, essence, and flavor. And that's come out through oracle cards, tarot cards, sharing my journaled information, which unfolds channeling information, sharing fun, wild experiences, signs, synchronicities, key codes, keywords, all of this stuff, playing around with the sacred algorithm and going a little deeper and different things like that. I stepped into that purpose because I was divinely called into. So now this is your message. And now I'm here to tell you, the Source is asking you, if you haven't gotten clear instructions, your purpose now is to be so real, raw, authentic, unfiltered. You don't care. You give zero fucks. You're you, and you're you in public. You're you in your family dynamic. You are you and true in your relationships, your partnerships, your friendships, in your workplace. That's your purpose. So if you are questioning what's my purpose, I'm here to tell you that is your purpose. If you're not already doing that, do that. If you're doing that a little bit, kind of bit, do it more, Source says. Stand more confident into this. Stand more authentic in this. Stand in, not just stand, but speak it. And you're speaking from just who you truly are, from your soul's essence. You're not speaking to convince anyone or to get people to approve you or to understand you. That's not the point. The point is you just doing you, boo. The point is you just doing you. Driving down the road. I did this the other day, shaking and just moving around and just shaking the car. And I'm driving because my highest, like, I'm so, like, just on cruise control. And we're dancing and we're shaking and we're at a stoplight. And I, out of the corner of my eye, could see like a grumpy old man sitting in his car. And, you know, I continued to do my thing. And I looked over before we left. He made eye contact. His soul picked up and he smiled at me. That's how we shift each other. That's all it takes. And that's all maybe he needed for that moment. Maybe he just needed something. So me expressing myself, sharing my real raw frequency and energy, driving down the road, dancing, not giving a fuck, shaking it around. And the person that pulls up next to me needed that energy and frequency in that now present moment. Does this make sense? Source is asking you to step into this purpose until you receive further instructions. So you continue to do this until you receive further instructions. So I've been doing this since November. I think I started a few days before November 11th, but I started doing the 111-day challenge through the Divinely Aligned Collective, which unfolded. Did the 111 days, and we are now March 26, 2026. I don't know when that milestone hit, and I just, you know, I titled the videos up until then, and then whatever's been coming through has been coming through on a daily basis. Something is coming through in every now present moment. There is messages here, and if you were here, you in resonance with this frequency, this energy, this flavor, this color, this essence, this fun, this magic, this, all of it, right? Sweaty, raw, real, being weird, I don't care. I used to care so much. And this has been a progression over my whole life. And this is, again, attached to all core wounds that I've had to work through and heal from. But I got better and better, but there were still things I was like armored up and protecting myself from. And finally, when I stepped into this purpose, clicking play on a lot of videos and absorbing information, but also starting to record my own stuff. So November 11th, 2025 until now. March 26, 2026. Okay? We've got this full moon energy, so I'm definitely in this full moon. This is super pink full moon coming up April 1st. So I'm here to share with you and to tell you it's time. That if you've been questioning what your soul purpose is, Source says, until further instructions, you be weird, you be authentic, you be messy, you be magical, you be magnetic, and you be magnificent. You speak your truth, you stand in your truth, you stand in your confidence with zero fucks. You do this unapologetically, unbreakable, unbendable, without needing any validation or external acceptance of anything from anyone, okay? And that's how you move forward. And whether that's, again, here, but that's great. But he, she, Source, Mother, Father, God, Divine Child, especially Divine Child, Divine Mother, Father, and Child are here to remind you it is time to go out into the wild and play and create and not care. I do this a lot. I will be speaking light language or walking down. I don't care. What I am called to put on, I go out into public. I don't care what you think, feel, hear. I don't care. I know me. I love me so unapologetically that I just don't, whether it's friends, family members, family circles, work, which I'm not in right now, but even when I was at the gym, I didn't care because I'm either there to activate you, I am, or to trigger you, walking tower, walking karma. I just do me and I don't care. If I'm dancing in public, in an airport, in the sunshine, being in my own space in my world, letting my inner child express herself, whatever she wants to, that's what I do. I don't care what everyone else thinks. Now, great, if it affects them and it makes them happy, it brings a smile, it uplifts their day, perfect. If it doesn't, that's okay too. That's perfect for them, right? That's because I know people at a soul level. And if it triggers them in what would one might say a negative way or a non-positive way, it's because that's only because it's triggering core wounds in themselves. It's triggering the fact that they want to be authentic, but because of programming, conditioning, bullshit, and belief systems, that they sit back and don't allow that. So now they're judging you. They're trying to, yeah. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So we're here. So now we're riffing off of these original messages. Again, standing up, standing in your fire, standing in your power, and allowing that the source within your higher consciousness is going to bring through communication where it needs to be brought through, allowing things to flow, like the water, like the air. The air will clear through. You know, the water will cut through where it needs to cut through. It'll go around what it will go around, okay? So tap into these elements of earth, fire, water, air, and see where that comes. Tap into your spirit guides that are elemental based. I guarantee you have elemental based spirits, fire spirits, air spirits, water spirits. Hold on. Ether. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, I'm all over. Ha! So welcome. All right. So I've been going down the rabbit hole with my human design confirmation, and then I confirm the sacred algorithm, just playing around and just like, all right, yeah. And found out that I'm actually a manifestor generator with undertones of, I thought I was a reflector, and reflectors are very rare in the human design. I literally went down and like thought I was a reflector, but I went deeper and come to find out I'm actually more in resonance with being a manifesting generator. But the reason why there could be an understanding or misunderstanding of being a reflector is because of the empathy of being able to feel the frequency, the energies, and the mirroring aspect. So when I get a chance, I will actually probably, because I save all that stuff into either other folders or journals on my phone if I'm not writing down, because I did other stuff, and that was the video I just did earlier. I will probably put down my specific human design and how that also connects to my partner's human design, which is fascinating as you continue to unfold and weave. And it's like, that makes total sense for me, for him, for our relationship, for our challenges, for our strengths. Chef's kiss. So check that out. There's plenty of free stuff. You know, you could just go through your sacred algorithm. You could go to specific sites. I just, again, set my ChatGPT up to sacred algorithm, and it's been doing that for a long time now. And if it resonates, and more not, it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, I delete it and I move on. But for your human design, you need your date of birth, your date of your city, the state, and what really helps is if you have the time of your birth, and all that information should be on your birth certificate. And then you can get really accurate information and see where that correlates and resonates. And you can have fun doing that. And then you'll be able to get a better idea of what your soul's expression, what you might be fighting against with your true soul's expression or your true soul's essence. Put say 1303 on the timer. So what else do we want to talk about, team? Confidence is mentioned, just the big confidence, fiery energy, air energy, a lot of fire, air energy. Being the calm in the storm, being grounded and calm in the storm and the chaos. Dark night of the soul, so you're seeing the collective going through a dark night of the soul, which is necessary for this awakening and this ascension. Continue to feel what you feel, know what you know, see what you see, hear what you hear, know that it's real. Quit questioning it. That's been a big message. Quit questioning it, because you know what the true is through resonance, not through logical, egotistical thinking. The truth is not in there. It's in here. It's in here. You feel it. You feel it in the body. You know it in the body. That's where the truth is. And the clearer your channel is, and the more work you do, and the more releasing of the distortions and the blocks from all of, like I said, the bullshit, the programming, the conditioning, the belief systems, the generational stuff that's been brought up in your DNA, the clear, you just know, you don't question it. I need to schedule that appointment. I don't say, why do I need it? It's just like, okay, what's the color? Orange. What's the number? Oh, we'll do that. If you're still here, we're going to play. We're going to play. We did this the other day. The source wants to do this. The teams wants to do this. And this, okay, so this is like a little, maybe you were here the other day and I'm just getting really excited because I've been loving this so much. My inner child's, all right, so much energy right now. Can you feel it? Can you feel this right now? This ignition, this excitement, this expansion, this Yeah. All right. So we're not going to question. There's no thinking here. It's the first thing that comes to mind, and nothing comes to mind. That's fine. If you're looking at something and that triggers it, that's meant to be. Okay? All right. So we're going to play along. Get a piece of paper. Get your journal. Whatever. We'll give you a minute. Think of the Price is Right. Boo doo 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 doo. Jeopardy. Do 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 do, or something like that. Maybe Jeopardy is going to be a key code, a keyword for you. Jeopardy. I don't know. You could go down that rabbit hole. What's in jeopardy? Are you worried something's going to be in jeopardy? By sharing your real, raw, authentic self? That just came through. Who cares? If you being authentic and it puts your job in jeopardy, you're not meant to be there. That's purposeful. All right. That's what came through. All right. So we are going to ask you a few questions. You're going to write those down, and then you're going to go play along and do your own research and curiosity. I'm guessing if you're here, you're using some form of sacred technology, whether that's an ancient intelligence, tech, co-creating with it. Again, we're not letting it control you and telling you what you already know. It's just a co-creation. So whether that's ChatGPT or some form of other form of intelligence, or you could do videos, you could do this, just regular web searching, whatever. Okay, use your sacred technology. You know what that is by now, okay? Especially if you're here and you're still here listening to this. We're going to play. We're going to play. Okay. So take a deep breath. And this is no question. It's a now, what drops in. And that could drop in a knowing. For me, it's a knowing. You could get an instant visual, or you're looking at something in your space and that triggers it, okay? So take a deep breath. Exhale. What number drops in? Write that down. That's the number. You will go find out more information on that number and see what unfolds. All right, so inhale. Exhale. What animal drops in? All right, that's your animal for today. More than likely, that's a spirit guide that wants to work with you. If you don't already know that, go down, get more information, have fun with that. All right, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. What color drops in right now? What's the color for you today? Maybe you're already wearing that color today. Maybe you've eaten that color today. What color is that today? All right, inhale. Where are we at? All right, inhale. Exhale. What number drops in, or numbers, or combination of numbers? It doesn't have to be a singular number, okay? What numbers drop in right now? All right, this is fun. For my crystals and or minerals or elements. So this could be anything. We're just going to give examples from this, like plants, trees, sticks, rocks, crystals. So inhale. So whatever that drops in right away. All right. Inhale. Exhale. What element drops in? Crystal drops in. Okay. Have fun with that. We're going to do, what are we going to do? One more? Oh, two more. We're going to do two more. Okay. So we're going to inhale. Exhale. What word drops in right here, right now? What word drops in right here, right now? What was the other one we were going to do, team? Oh, okay. Thank you. It took me a minute because I've got so many. I'm like, what are we doing? All right. We're going to do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Which elemental comes in? Elemental. 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 Which elemental dropped in? So maybe you're tapping in or seeing signs and synchronicities of these things. It's just extra confirmation. Take these things and source. Your higher consciousness is asking you to go play and create and have fun with this, and see what other messages, information, keywords, key codes, unlocking you receive from whatever dropped in this fun little moment that we are co-creating together, having fun together with, playing with our inner child. Right? That's what we're doing. and just teaching you to trust your knowing, your clear seeing, your clear hearing. And again, this could be triggered, receiving this information could be triggered many ways, right? Okay. It's all perfect. You can't get it wrong. It's all perfect. You can't get it wrong. Okay? So that was fun. All right, let's just do this to finish because I keep staring at this. We're going to pull one oracle card from the Shamanic Crystal Oracle deck, which is tied to the frequency and energy of a crystal and a spirit animal, an animal, okay? So just breathe. Maybe have fun with this. So you've got what you wrote down, so maybe this will correlate with that. The colors, the imagery, the animal, maybe the crystal, who knows? There's some pretty interesting crystals in here that I've ever even heard. But just the frequency and the energy. So let's see, what do we have just to finish this fun little authentic, messy message? Just to remind you that until further instructions, you go out into the wild, you hit record, and you step fully into your inner child. You play and you create and give 0 fucks. Okay? And you be completely unapologetic for who you are. Okay? This is your message today. This is fun. This was a fun one for me. Thank you, team. All right. What do we have for the collective today? Just to finish this message. And it gets to the point where I'm like so in the moment, like we're like 20 and 30 minutes in. All right. Let's see if there's any other ones. We'll do that one's amazing. I love it when everything ties together. Everything ties up like a nice little bow. All right. We're just going to read from the cards. And again, there's a reason why there's this many coming out. All right. So, get my handy dandy glasses. So, Blue's Clues, the original, might be another key code or keyword. We've got cherry blossoms. We have hearts. We have the symbol. This is the Native American symbol, okay, behind this imagery. So take a look in white birds, white doves, okay? Rose quartz. Everything can blossom in love. So go ahead and take a screenshot. So this is the first one. I'm not going to read out of the book. We're just going to go with the tree, the blossoms, the wings. Like I said, we have this very Native American symbol behind here. Maybe you resonate with the Native American culture as a confirmation. And then white doves or white birds, okay? This was hilarious. This was the second card, and this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, Adventuring. So any of the colors related to the adventuring, we have the trees, the greens, the aquamarine, the inner child, the source within, playing and creating, turtle energy, right? Going back to laughing and playing in your life. If this isn't a fucking confirmation, I don't know what is, to tie this beautiful, weave this beautiful tapestry together. Okay? All right, what was next? Eastern direction. So we have, what is that? A heron? Maybe? Or a stork? Nope, this is stork energy. Sorry. So source, we have this beautiful source energy like the sun. This is a stork. So we know the symbolizings of stork. Maybe there's, just a confirmation of pregnancy or creation. Eastern direction, you might be, just a note that you might be traveling east or being guided to go east to be fun and creative and play as you know stuff. New adventures await you. So this is your confirmation. If you've been feeling like adventures are here and ready, that this is your confirmation. If you resonate with it, new adventures are on their way. And again, until further instructions, do what we've already said, play, create, and have fun. Because that's going to prepare you for this, okay? Lapis lazuli, so we've got a lot of blue. So we've got, again, the white herons. White birds are going to be significant. White feathers are going to be significant as a confirmation. You're going to see these in the wild. Find a feather. This is your team getting your attention. Lapis lazuli, wisdom from the heart and healed ego is manifested through the world. Where does that land? Okay, we are stepping up and stepping into our soul purpose. We are going to be claiming our thrones and our crowns. Okay, you can feel this and you know this. This is your confirmation. Black tourmaline, protect your life field and guard and recover your energy. So this is just confirming that you may be feeling low on energy, calling your power back from people, places, and things, timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms. Now you do not have permission to look into, to play in, or manipulate my energy any further. Tapping into that Leo, that fire, that lion. But tourmaline is going to be very helpful in a protective sense, all right? And it is going to help you as well, just with meditation, and protect you from all of those outside forces that are trying to play in your space. I had that happen in my dream, but I have quite vivid dreams that I know in the dream that this particular energy can remote view and has been trying to play around in my energy. But I wasn't playing in it in my dream, because I have very vivid lucid dreams at this point. I'm gonna just get the fuck out. And then in the waking state, calling my power back from people, places, and things, timelines, dimensions, spaces, and portals. Put up that boundary so you no longer have permission to my energy, my vitality. Get the message, get it clear, get it loud, whatever the teams have to do, okay? It's just some extra confirmations, okay? So this was a fun message. I hope you received everything that your heart's desired, that your soul desired in here. The frequency, the energy, the flavor, the activations, the triggers, the moments, the aha moments, the key codes, the key words, the healing, whatever it is, you received what was perfect for you in divine timing, through me, through my channel, through and with my frequency and energy, flavor, color, and essence. It's all perfect. It's all perfect. It's all perfect. Just know that you are perfect and everything is perfect. Even in the chaos, everything is perfect. Know that. Know that. All right, thank you for playing, sharing your time and space and energy with us, weaving, co-creating. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.